YouTube. The link would be in the chat box, and it would also be in the various PLCs, the professional learning communities that we have. We would share the link there, and so you can always share with your friends, ask them to join if they have issues. If they have issues joining us on Zoom, it would be great to for them to have the link to join on YouTube. Yeah, so that would be put in the comment section very soon. And just before we go on, I would like us to just acknowledge, or not acknowledge, just pray that the children who were kidnapped, the children from school who were kidnapped, we pray that they are found and they are returned safely. In Jesus' name, I know we all have a heart for that, and it pains us so much to see that children who went to school to learn, to help the country, to help our future become better, were kidnapped that way. Teachers lost their lives, and so we hope that the remaining children are brought back safely. um Amen. Thank you all for that. It's really painful. I'm sorry I had to put that in, but because we are teachers and educators, and more importantly, because we are human beings and we have empathy, we have children of our own, I just felt it's important to note that. Okay, I would like to ask, how many, amen, thank you all. I'd like to ask how many of us were at the educators conference. That was massive. Who was at the educators conference? You can just do a show of hands or anything in the chat box. I was great. Okay, yeah, I still see a lot of people. Good, God's will. I see you were Chinansa. Okay, great. So one word, one word, just one word in the comment section. How was it for you? Oh, seems like a lot of people were there. Mr. Okunuga says it was explosive. Just one word. Amazing. Thank you. I know. Enlightening. Oh yeah, it was. It was. It was impactful, mind blowing. Where do you people come up with these things? Splendid. Great. Thank you. Wow. Insightful, educative, and impactful. Thank you. Insightful. It was worth my time. Eye opening. Wow. That is good. That's good. This was made possible by the CEO and the founders of AfriTeach, using that to recognize Dr. Kehinde Nwani, Professor Fola Shade, and Mr. Otto Orandam. They are the drivers of this, is because of their passion and their drive to see that teachers are truly recognized as the professionals that they are. Someone say it was empowering. Yes, it really was empowering. The drive, Dr. Kehinde, Professor Fola Shade, and Mr. Otto keep pushing every day. They keep pushing the boundaries to make sure that teachers get their deserved accolades. I mean, how do we rate a doctor, a pilot, an engineer above a teacher? There wouldn't be any of those things without a teacher. So I would like to say a good one. It was a career booster. Wow. Wow, that's good. That's good. So thank you all. As Dr. Wani would always say, thank you for your service, teachers. Thank you for continuing to do what you do. We know it's not easy. But thank you all for what you do, and we truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate you. Thank you all for that. Thank you for that. If you can see the comment, the poll up there, you just need to answer just two. The other one is for when we start with the training. The third question for when we start with the training. But there's a poll that has been launched, which best describes how you're joining today. Can everybody see the poll? If you can see, yeah, okay. So you don't need to answer three. Three is for when we start. So leave out number three there. Yeah, good. Someone says, "Oh, beautiful multitasking, but trying my best." Good. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. See water, coffee in hand. I hope nobody's eating a bar this early morning. Okay, what are you hoping to gain from today's session? Practical strategies to help me both with my professional and personally, to help me both professional and fresh ideas and inspiration. Beautiful, beautiful. I like that. Networking with other educators. To network with other educators, I would like to say that you join our professional learning communities, taking notes already. You have to pick up one or two practical ideas. Good, good, good. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Just before I move on, I would like to say that or ask if you have seen the post, the addresses from the educators conference. Up there we have three addresses on our YouTube. We have the one from Dr. Kehinde Wani, we have the one from the highly esteemed Ambassador Opunumi, and we also have the one from Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. If you have not seen that, then the link is in the chat. I'm just going to end the poll. Thank you for engaging with that. So the link is in the chat to the YouTube. You would find you'll find the videos up there. I'd like to encourage you to join, to watch. Actually, you should actually watch them. So our YouTube channel is in the chat box. Thank you, Mrs. Afolashade. So please check out the YouTube channel so you can watch those videos again. Thank you all. Again, thank you all for joining. I know it's maybe not easy to jump on a Saturday call, but thank you all for joining once again. I'd like to bring up our our next no the first session, because we have two sessions. This today. We have professional etiquette and workplace excellence. I'll be introduced. Mrs. Busoya Ogunsoya is the HR to the Meadowhall Group, and so she will be taking us on that. So, Mrs. Busayo, if you are ready, I would just like to pass this to you. I would make you a co-host so you can speak. All right, that's done. All right. Thank you so much, Mrs.
Good
Ogunsoya.
morning. Thank you, Abayomi. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me here. My name is Mrs. Ogunsoya Busayo, HR Manager for Meadowhall Group. And thank you, teachers, for logging in on this Saturday morning. I know it's been a long weekend. Yesterday was Democracy Day, yay. And then today it's Saturday. Thank you so much. And I just want to say well done to our teachers. Excellent sector, which I am. I'm HR. I work in a school, Meadowhall, so I get to interact a lot with teachers. So I see a lot of things. I get a lot of feedback, and that's why I'm really honored to be able to handle this topic this morning. What is professional etiquette? Before I dive into this topic, I remember after I finished school, before my NYC, I was interning somewhere in HR. I studied HR, so I interned somewhere. And there was this lady, honestly, I can't remember her name, but I just remember how she made me feel. You know, she was always so warm, very approachable, welcoming. She was elderly, but every time I had an interaction with her, I always enjoyed how she made me feel after every interaction. After any email correspondence, I just always wanted to be where she was in her space. And that made an imprint on me because I was like, this is how I want people to feel when they come in contact with me, you know. Had discussion, very conversational. And because I was an intern, I was coming into the workspace. So I was always like, oh my God, you have to be uptight. You have to be on point, very rigid. But she just made it very easy to work with. And, she had some specific traits, always smiling, always approachable, graceful. She was just like sunshine to me. And I said, this is how I want to be. This is how I want people to feel when they come in contact with me. And I try that to I try living that experience with people every time they come in contact with me. And it doesn't matter who you are, from the security to the nanny to the cleaner to my colleagues, when you come in contact with me, I want you to feel welcome. You know, that's the energy I always want to give out. And that is how professional etiquette and workplace excellence comes into play. It's a 360-degree thing. So it's not just behavior, it's how you as educators are experienced, how you make your children feel, how you make the parents, the support staff, that experience of working with you. I always tell people the work is not hard. Most times it's the people that make the jobs difficult. If it's to teach, many teachers just want to teach. But you see all that interaction with people, with admin, with the leaders, sometimes that's what causes friction. And that's why it's good to learn about professional etiquette and workplace excellence. So it's how people experience you at work. As I said, it's a 360-degree thing. So it starts with your personal presentation. Because you handle the whole employee life cycle from when you come in for interviews, and then when you're in the system, how you relate with people, how you relate with your teachers, your colleagues, how you relate with leadership, how you relate with your children, the security, the nanny. So I see it. So it's a 360-degree thing in your appearance, in your communication, emails, coming for meetings, submitting deadlines. I also sit in appraisals. So I get a lot of feedback. Your relationship, your interpersonal skills, how you relate with colleagues, how when issues arise, something that could have escalated, it could have turned into a big thing, how you're able to manage situation. So it's a 360-degree thing. And that's what professional etiquette is about. So, as teachers, it's very important to take care of your personal presentation, how you show up at work, how you come to work, your personal grooming, how you discuss with people, able to when you're on break, how you relate with people. It's a whole 360-degree thing. So I want everybody to participate. What professional habits makes school life smoother for everyone? You can put it in the chat box. Being on time for classes and duties. What do you guys think? So this is an interactive session. Please put it in the chat box. What makes professional habits smoother at work? Supporting colleagues when needed, keeping communication respectful and calm, following agreed routines consistently, respect in daily interactions. Nobody's saying anything, no. type in the chat box. It could be any point that's not here. Respect in daily interaction. Someone says A, being on time for classes and duties. Communicate ahead of time if you are running late. Yes, I can relate to that. Sensitivity. Even if the option is not here, you can put it in. Being on time, working together as a team, kindness and self-awareness. Yes, that is so key. Mutual respect. In fact, all points are valid. Teamwork and organization, emotional intelligence, that's very, very key. Being on time, everything, being friendly with everyone, being approachable. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for practicing. Respecting boundaries. Yes, yes. So, can you see that all these are habits? They're not about the work itself, it's just about behavior. Yes. And that's what professional etiquette is about, how you relate with people at work. Thank you very much for participating. Now, as a teacher, your professional brand is built in everyday moment. How you respond to parents, the support you give to your colleagues, how you're able to manage classroom, and how you're also able to handle pressure. So when people think about you, what comes to mind? What do you think comes to mind when people think about you? Are you that kind of person where, oh, it's time for a meeting? They already know that you're not going to make it on time. Or I could give you a task and I know that this person, we're going to sort it out, is going to handle it. What comes to mind when people hear your name? What do you guys think? Are you reliable? Or do you get defensive? Or are you positive? Anything, oh, we're going to do this, you're good to go, you're ready. Or you're difficult, or you're very helpful. That's a professional brand. What comes to mind when people think about you? Reliable, positive, and collaborative. Someone says approachable. Thank you, Rosemary. Yes. What else? Please type in the chat box. What do you think people associate you with? Reliable and collaborative, ready, always ready to work. Yeah. Collaborative and reliable. Reliable. Solution provider, Mr. Simon. Thank you. Trustful, friendly, and spontaneous. Yeah. Oh, keep them coming. Helpful and reliable. Solution provider. Optimistic and reliable. Jolly good fellow. Friendly and helpful. Team player. Collaborative. Dependable. Ever ready to carry out the task. Teachable and proactive. I'm so happy that we were self aware and we know what comes to mind when people think about us. That's a very, very good trait. Thank you for that, everyone. Now, I'm going to talk about the pillars of professional etiquette. Now, I talked about professional appearance, how you present yourself in your grooming, your grooming and your professional image. Teachers, I see every day, I see you guys every day, you know, personal grooming. Where do we start from? Teaching is a very humbling profession. So it's very important that you see yourself as a professional. You need, even when you're well dressed and you smell good and your hair is well put together, it gives you this confidence. And it also determines how people approach you. I know most times we be like, oh, but I'm good at my job. I know my onions. Yes, you do know your onions, but it's also very important on how you present yourself. Don't wear that slippers to work. No, dress professionally. Remember, you're interacting with parents and your colleagues. So it's very important on how you take care of yourself. Make sure your clothes are well ironed, your hair is you're well put together, you smell nice. Grooming, personal grooming is really important. These are one of the pillars of professional etiquette, your professional image. There are some people you look at and you be like, oh my God, I love how you look. I love how you smell. I love how put together you are. And most times when it comes to the school, picking for some roles. These are the things management looks at on how put together you. Are we proud that we could use you to represent our brand? This is very important. It doesn't matter the school you're in, and it doesn't matter if people around you don't make it important. You, as a person, you need to set standards for yourself. You need to tell yourself, how do I want to be viewed? How do I want people to perceive me? And you need to set it yourself and stick to it. So, dressing, personal grooming, and your professional image is key. Go to your LinkedIn page, put a really nice profile. I mean, the AI just a little bit, you know, display that you are a professional. And I'm so happy, with COVID, teachers are now you could literally just travel. People are relocating, and then your LinkedIn profile, update your image, put one or two posts on it. You're not just an ordinary teacher. Your skill set is can be used globally. So they'll say just package yourself well. These are one of the things that add on to professional etiquette. Now, your professional communication. How do you speak? Do you listen? How is your tone when you're sending messages? When you're sending an email, somebody sends an email, you just respond, noted. No, you break it down. This is well received. Thank you. I'll get back to you at so date. Things like that. It really goes a long way. Or you just send an email, no subject, I'm coming in late. Thank you. Full stop. No. You know, carry yourself like a professional. Your email communication, your WhatsApp messages, how you respond. I mean, there's so many tools that you can use to assist you right now. There's ChatGPT. The free option is there. Your communication skills, put it there. And then you communicate when you're discussing with parents. You always want to put yourself as a professional. And when you position yourself in that light, people will treat you the same way you carry yourself. How do you interact with parents? Do you speak like a professional? Do you create healthy professional boundaries when relating to parents? These are things that come into play. During meetings, how eloquent, how are you able to talk about your points intelligently? Do you listen or are you just speaking to respond? So professional communication is really key when it comes to professional etiquette. Look at your professional relationship, how you interact with people, with your children, from nursery to primary to second. There's always a different type of communication when you're speaking with a nursery child or primary child or teenagers. Your professional relationship, how do you interact with the children? How do you interact with the parents? How do you interact with support staff? All these things come into play when it comes to professional etiquette. And then professional conduct. How do you behave? Your integrity, your lesson plans, are they up to date? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Or do I need to always come and check in with you? When you set a standard for yourself, it doesn't matter what's going on around you, you stick to those standards and they would always be true. That's just how it is. So, and then the next point, okay, sorry, I skipped one more. Can everybody hear me? Sometimes this online. Okay. Can anyone see my screen? Yes, is this you showing? Give me a moment, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. All right. And then professional time management. How do you honor your commitments in terms of punctuality, in terms of meeting deadlines? How are you able to do that? So when it comes to punctuality, are you need to show up on time at work for meetings? When it comes to deadlines, your reports, how soon do you turn it in? And if you know for any reason that your report is going to be coming in late, you communicate that, oh, I know I said I was going to send this by so time. However, kindly give me more time to submit. Communicate, professional time management. So these are key areas. These are the 5 pillars of professional etiquette: your appearance, your communication, relationship, and time management. Now, moving on, this is another interactive session. Um, Choose what feels more professionally sound in real school situations. Now, A or B, I need people to type it out in the chat. Would you rather to reply to a parent's message immediately, even if it interrupts your focus, or acknowledge quickly, then respond properly at the right time? There are no wrong or right answers. What do you guys think? Would you rather? B, 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 B. B says acknowledge quickly, then respond properly at the right time. Okay, okay. Now your professional tone under pressure. I know how with all those parents, there's some parents and then they're just like, "Ugh." Would you rather respond immediately when you feel upset about a situation, or then respond calmly and professionally? Type in the chat box. Number 2 says B, respond calmly and professionally. Okay. Now, teamwork in school operations. Would you rather handle everything yourself to ensure it's done right, or ask for help and collaborate to ensure better coordination? As I said, there are no wrong or right answers. Some people work better alone and it's spot on, while some people like to work together with others. So what do you guys think? What's your preferred option? B, B, okay, it's A, B. Emmanuel says B. Emmanuel says B. Okay. So many people like to collaborate, which is good, which is good, which is good. Now, time and reliability. Would you rather arrive just on time for duties, or arrive early enough to be fully prepared and settled? I'm watching you. Which one? A, okay. B, early enough. Are you sure? Early enough? Or you just want to come and do your duty and move before they assign more tasks to you? Some people say A and B. Okay, okay, okay. Depends on Lagos traffic. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And now, parent interactions. Would you rather explain everything in detail immediately, even if it's outside working structure, or set boundaries and respond clearly within professional channels? So, what say you? What say you? Set boundaries, okay? B, set boundaries, okay, okay. Everybody, yeah, set boundaries. There are no wrong or right answers. Okay, set boundaries. Thank you. Thank you. Now, handling conflict. Would you rather address issues immediately to avoid delay or address issues after reflection to ensure professionalism is maintained? There are no wrong or right answers. You know, there are some people who, if they don't get it out immediately, they just need to. There's some who need to reflect and put their thoughts together and then communicate. So, what say you? I know many people will say B, B, B. Yeah, B. I think everybody's tuned into B, B, B. Okay, thank you. And then the final one, professional reputation. Would you rather be known as the fast responder or be known as the thoughtful and reliable, what's the last one? Reliable professional. Yeah. Some people respond really fast. Doesn't matter the time on the day, they're responding. B again. Maybe I should have tweaked it a bit. B, 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 B. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you rather, it just shows, where people's minds are. They're wrong or right answers. So the currency of professionalism. When you're a professional, people can trust you. When you say you're going to do something and your words actually match your actions, there's that currency when people can always vouch for you. They know they're going to deliver. They know that you're always going to be accountable. That's the currency of professionalism, trust. And the truth is, when your etiquettes become a habit, after a while, people can bank on you. They can trust you. They can they can give you things to do and go to bed because they know you can handle it. And that's a really good reputation to have in the workspace. And then you move from being a professional to being excellent. And now we're moving to workplace excellence. Now, before I go into workplace excellence, I remember when I was growing up, my mom would give me tasks to do, and she would always say, "Oh, but you didn't do this. You didn't do this." Always have the spirit of excellence, Busayo. Always, and I'm like, "Mommy, why can't you focus on the things I have done right? Why are you always focusing on the one that I did not do?" I used to be so angry and so resentful that every time she comes, it's always the one I did not do. But she's like, "No, that you need to always have the spirit of excellence. God is excellent. So you have the spirit." She really ran that into my head. And subconsciously, that's how it has always been. Anytime she came in, I'm always thinking, or when she gives me a task to do, I would do the task, step back, and I'll put myself in her shoes and I'll be like, okay, what can mommy complain about? That's how I used to approach it. And I will fix and fix and but she will still come and she'll still find something. And I'll be like, "Mommy, can't you just appreciate what I have done so far?" So what is workplace excellence? It is delivering quality work regardless of circumstances. It is how good your work is when nobody is watching. And for educators, it shows up in consistency in your classroom, in your communication, in how you relate with people. And excellence is a standard. It is not a reward. What do I mean by it is standard? It's a standard you set for yourself. It's not dependent on external factors. It's deciding by yourself okay, if maybe I'm a year two teacher, for instance, it's telling myself, I want to be the best year two teacher. I want to be that teacher that when they say, who are one of the strongest in year two, my name is being called. That is what workplace excellence is about. Setting high standards for yourself. Telling yourself, I want to have the best lesson plan. I want to have the best data reports. Not because of whatever anybody's going to give me or what I feel I deserve. It's just what I want to be associated with me being the best in my space. That is what workplace excellence is about, and that's what we're talking about this morning. So, what is the biggest struggle in maintaining excellence at work? Teachers, please type in. Is it time pressure, too many tasks, too little time to do things properly, or large workload? You're planning, you're marking, there's the admin side, there are the meetings, the children that need to be attended to. What are the struggles that teachers go through that you guys can associate with? Large workload, yes, yes, yes. Keep them coming, please. Student-related challenges. I mean, there's differentiation. So you're looking at the children's different abilities, different behaviors, and then engagement levels. Lack of support or collaboration from colleagues and structure. Mental fatigue. You feel stretched too thin, too consistently to bring your best self. What are the struggles teachers go through? Please type it in the chat box. A and B, it's both large workload, little time to do things properly. Yes, these are realities that can affect people. Sometimes all except D, okay? Sometimes, yeah. A and B, large workload. B, C, D, students, lack of support. So these are the challenges that people do go through. And because of this, sometimes you'll be like, well, me, I cannot come and kill myself. I'll just do what I can and move because you're tired, you're exhausted. And you know how the reality of the country is traffic in Lagos, you're coming to work, parents is bugging you, children, and then you're just so tired. And before you know it, one way or the other, you're lowering your standard. You'll be like, okay, nobody's going to find out. Let me, just for today. But the truth is, when you keep allowing the pressures get to you, your standards become lowered. And then you just be doing just enough to get you by. And unintentionally, you reduce your growth and your motivation. And when you're not motivated, it can show up in different ways. When you go for meetings, you know what you're supposed to say, but most times people are like, let me not, let me not give that idea. Or you stop taking initiative, or you only do what is required. And when you begin to have this mindset, in all honesty, your growth will be affected, your confidence, because when it comes to taking initiative, having an excellent work ethic has to also do with constantly researching how can I do things better. There's a child in my class that's struggling with this area. What can I do? You're reaching out, you're researching. But if you're not motivated, you wouldn't research. And when you don't research, you're not getting better at your job. You're not thinking, okay, what's the what's the best world practice? These are things that impact the excellent output of your job. But if you're not motivated, unintentionally, you stop growing. And then because you're not doing enough research, you cannot speak confidently. And then because you're not speaking confidently and you're not growing, opportunities could pass you by. But the question is, should I lower my standard because of how I feel, or do I protect my standard because of who I am? As I said, when it comes to standard, external factors should not determine your standard. It doesn't matter what everyone around you is doing or anything around you is happening. Your standard is who you are. It's a personal decision. the standard you set for yourself. So these are critical questions we should ask ourselves. Is it because I don't feel motivated? That's why I should reduce my standard. Or do I maintain my standard because that's just who I am? That's just who I am. That is the standard I want to uphold. I want to be the best teacher in my year group. I want to have the best reports. I want to be known for something good. When it comes to this area, is my name that they are calling. That's the standard, and we need to put in the work to maintain that level of standard. So I'm going to talk about conditional excellence and unconditional excellence, and I'm going to have scenarios. Now, scenario one, a parent sends a harsh message about their child's performance. I know we've all been there before. Now, if you're going by conditional excellence, it's not my fault, so I respond defensively, or I'm like, oh, this person is on me tomorrow, I will respond because I feel disrespected. If you go with this option, you're allowing the parent to determine how you react. However, unconditional excellence, you respond calmly, acknowledge, and then maintain a professional tone. You're feeding back because you're not going to allow this parent to make you act in another kind of way. That is what unconditional excellence looks like. Now, a class is noisy, the lesson is not going as planned. How will conditional excellence be shown? You become frustrated and then you rush through the lesson. Now, if it's unconditional excellence, you adjust your strategy, you maintain composure, and you still aim. Remember, it's the outcome that is important. The class is noisy. And I know some people be like, but Busa, you're not a teacher. You don't know what it is. You don't know how it feels. This is just beside a class. In fact, three classes. So I hear it every time. I see it. And sometimes the kids too, I run into them on the corridor. So I might not exactly know how you feel, but I see it. And I see how, a class could be really noisy. And I see some amazing teachers. They tweak the class just to get the children engaged. And then at the end of the day, the children are able to learn unconditional excellence. A colleague fails to submit something on time, and then you stop cooperating, and then you be like, they didn't submit it. Okay, it's not my fault. You move on. Okay, they didn't submit it. Why? What's going on? Because remember, it's the outcome that is really important. That is unconditional excellence. Now, you put in effort and it doesn't go noticed. What will you do? Would you stop going the extra mile? No. You don't determine your standard. So it's a mindset shift. It's a very little shift, but it is very important and impactful. Do I stop going the extra mile because they didn't notice the extra effort I put? Or do I continue because my standard is not dependent on recognition? So these are the differences between conditional excellence and unconditional excellence. Moving on. So what are the habits of excellent educators? So some of the habits are ownership, initiative, reliability, collaboration, accountability, and continuous improvement. Ownership looks like this. You notice that your children are struggling with the concept. And because of that, you do research, you adjust their teaching approach rather than just moving on. Because remember, the end result is for your children to learn in your classroom. I see it every day when I'm interviewing people. Oh, teaching is my passion. I love children. Even if you don't pay me, I will teach. Yeah, now show it. You take ownership for your role. If your children are not understanding, then you haven't delivered on your passion. It's your passion, so you need to deliver. So this is what ownership looks like. If they don't get it, then you've not delivered anything. Initiative, you're identifying ways to improve your classroom routines. Each and every one of your child, they are unique in their own ways. And they are not, how will I put it? Yes, you children go through your class every day. They are all different children. They're not the same. They are different in their own ways. So you need to always find that way to get them engaged. So that's how excellence shows up. Taking initiative, going the extra mile, doing the research. Okay, you found another routine. Of course, there are proper channels to go by it. The school still has its policy. It has how they go about it. You run it by your either a year group head or your head teacher. Oh, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? You're showing initiative because it's the outcome that is really important. And then excellence also shows up in terms of reliability when you consistently submit your report on time. The head teacher is going through the list. People who have not submitted, your name cannot be on that list because they know that for whatever reason, this particular teacher always submits on time. And they would know that for you not to submit, something must have gone wrong. So you're reliable and you follow through on commitments. If you tell a parent, oh, you get back to them, you do get back to them. You don't wait for them to come to you. Collaboration. You share resources, you see a fellow colleague struggling, you offer support. You're not just focused on your class, your year group, you offer support. What strategies have worked for you during meetings? You contribute. This is what excellence looks like. Accountability. Excellent doesn't mean you would not make mistakes. Oh, you would make mistakes. I made lots of mistakes too, even up until now. But the important thing is, how do you acknowledge and take responsibility and find solutions? If you drop the ball, you own up. Oh, I could have done this better. However, this is the solution, accountability comes into play, and then continuous improvement. You're always seeking feedback. You're reflecting on your class. How could I have done it better? Could I have done it better? Is there a training I could do? Okay, maybe doing appraisals, feedback, class management. Is there a training coming up that I could go for the training on class management? I am not just going for training on class management to tick the box on your appraisal that, oh, I attended it. You need to show, okay, you've attended these strategies. How have you applied them in the classroom? Is there a difference? You're owning your growth. So these are the habits of excellent educators. What are the benefits of unconditional excellence? The thing is, when you're really good at your job or whatever task, or you know that there's an area that you shine, there's a personal fulfillment that comes with it. You can beat your chest. You're more confident when you know that this area, in fact, you're the best in this year group. Or when it comes to numeracy, you're the best. Or when it comes to data, you're the best. There's pride in it. And there's no external thing that can feel that joy within you when you know that in this particular area, nobody can beat you. And as I said, there's confidence and there's credibility. You know, when you always deliver consistently, it boosts your confidence and people can always vouch for you because you know your standards, and those standards, it will not be taken for granted. And then you have a strong professional reputation. Over time, leaders, managers, your line managers, leadership, your name will be on people's lips. In fact, some schools will even be fighting to hear it, to have you with them, because your work speaks for you. It goes ahead. You build a reputation for yourself. And then there are future opportunities. You're able to build your skill. When leadership position comes open, they call your name because you delivered consistently over time. So these are the benefits of unconditional excellence. Don't treat your job like it's just another way to earn money. No, you need to shine. You need to own it. And there's pride in it. When you own your job, you own your role, and people would always speak well about you. So these are the benefits of unconditional excellence. So excellence is an identity. It's who you are when no one is watching. Even though they not come to your class, you know that you cannot be caught unawares. And most times when you try to, cut corners, or it will still come to light. Anyway, me, I'm very unlucky in that area. I don't know about anybody else, but one day, it will be out in the open. So you just tell yourself, see, my reputation is key. My job, the quality of my job has to always speak for me. So you hold yourself to high standards, even not at work, in terms of different areas of your life as mothers, in motherhood, the same thing. At work, the same thing. Your relationship with people, the same thing. The people who are not they don't ask, what can I get away with? No, it's what standard do I want to be known for? My reputation, my character, nobody must joke. I cannot afford to lose that. So that's what excellence is about. So even when nobody notices, nobody's acknowledging, nobody's rewarding you, it doesn't matter. Your standards should stay true to who you are. And in that process, you develop discipline, competence, judgment, and credibility. As I said, your reputation precedes you when you consistently deliver standard. So define excellence for yourselves. What does excellence mean to you in your role? What what is that thing that you feel would make you excellent? Be specific about the quality. Is it your communication? Is it okay, I want to be timely, or I want to be the best teacher, or I want to be the best numeracy teacher? What does excellence look to you? What does it mean to you in terms of the quality of your work? What standard do I want to be associated with? What reputation do I want to be known for? As a teacher, I need each and every one of us to reflect. What does that mean? So you define it by yourself. And it could just be a particular trait that you focus on one step at a time. Okay, you know what? In this session, in terms of maybe class management, I want to have the best in terms of class. I want to score high. I want to be known for this particular area. I want to own it. So you define it by yourself. So personally, what I do is in terms of excellence, I look for someone who has high standards. And in my case, this is Dr. Kende Wani. I pick her in my head, just the way I used to pick my mom and put myself in my mom's shoes and say, okay, if my mom came into this place and she saw this, will she complain? Will she be happy? I would use Dr. Kenyewani in my head. If she came in, or maybe I submitted a document, my name is on it, we should be proud of that document. So I need you guys to think about somebody in your space that you really hold in high esteem. It could be the head of school, the head teacher that has really high standards. And you tell yourself, as I'm teaching this class right now, if she walked into my class, am I ticking all the boxes correctly? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So even when they're not watching, you have that thing mentally at the back of your head that even if it doesn't matter who comes into my class right now, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I am even doing more than I am supposed to be doing. My class is always fantastic. Whether there's lesson observation or not, I am always going to score high, irrespective of who walks in and who doesn't. I'm always going to deliver an outstanding class. So, you use a personal excellent benchmark. Sorry. So, as I said, identify someone whose professionalism, character, and standards you deeply admire. And you go to class, you just have back of your mind. If this person walks in now, will she be proud? It's holding yourself to high standard, and that has always worked for me. And I'm sure it will work for each and every one of us. So excellence doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. But the truth is, as long as you are accountable and you take responsibility and you learn from them and you improve, you're on your way to being an excellent person. So it's the your consistent consistency, apologies, once you've delivered something, you think about it. Could I have done it better? Is there a better way I could have done it? What's the next thing? What's the next challenge? That's what excellence is about. You will make mistakes, but as long as you learn from them and you make yourself accountable, that is key. And remember, you're not performing for anyone. You're setting high standards for yourself, and these go a long way. So, there's this personal commitment. I want each and every one to reflect on one thing you will start doing, one thing you will stop doing, and one thing you will continue to do. So I think for me, I will start responding to emails promptly. Most times I get some emails and I'm like, "Oh, I'll attend to it later." And before I know it, 24 hours have passed. I now see the person on the corridor. I'm like, oh my God, I am so, So this Monday, if you send me an email and I don't respond, please call me out. So yes, to respond promptly to emails, I think that's for me. That's what I would start doing. One thing I will stop doing, procrastinating, once the email comes in, just sort it out immediately. And one thing I will continue doing is making sure that I deliver high quality tasks. So I need everyone to reflect and please write it down. One thing you will start doing, stop doing, and continue doing. If I can get 5 people to type that in the chat box, that would be great. I hope to improve in my response to chat. Yeah, we're on the same page. Improve on my communication skills. Yeah, thank you. Start improving myself more. Stop procrastinating. Thank you. Holding myself to high standards. Yes. Okay. To be more consistent in all I do and time management, key use of local language in the school. Okay, I don't understand that. Are we doing less of that? Or okay, I wouldn't get tired of doing what is right, even if I am the only one doing it. Yes, thank you, Bernie. I will start communicating effectively and professionally. Yes, 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 yes. Keep them coming, please. I will start responding to my mail. Yes, we're on the same page. Yes, 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 yes. So thank you, everyone. I will continue to work as a team in my school. If you have questions, please type it in the chat box. I will start submitting my lesson notes on time. Yes, I will stop procrastinating. I will continue to research and learn more. I will stop procrastinating. Yes, thank you. So if anybody has any question, please type it in the chat box. I'll be available to answer them. Thank you very much for your time. And this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, I could share the slides. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you. Abayomi. Thank
Thank you so much.
you.
That was really good. I don't know if anyone has questions. If you have questions, Mrs. Ogunsoya is still here for, countdown begins now. 5 minutes. Any question in 5 minutes? Um, 5 minutes. Any questions? I'm looking through the chats to see where
Yeah.
there's a lot of thank you, very inspiring. Don't worry
Yeah.
about the slides. If you're on the professional learning community, we would respond to you on that. Don't worry about the slides. You don't need to put up your emails right here. Again, just join the professional communities, join the PLCs, and you will get it. You'll get a response to that. Okay, so 3 minutes gone. Mrs. Okewo is here. How do you join the community? Please just stay tuned. We would share the link to the community here. Or Francis, if you can just put that up. Mrs. Okewo is here, so I'll just let Mrs. Okewo speak.
Good
Thank you
morning,
so
All
much,
right.
Mr. Oguntoye.
Good morning. Thank you, Busayo. This is just amazing. Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. And honestly, I've listened to your reflection. I've taken mine as well. And by God's grace, I'm going to start doing things differently in the areas that I need to work on. Thank you so much for that. So I'd just like to talk to everyone about being a part of the AfriTeach community. Now, the first place to start is to be in our professional learning communities. And to start off with, you need to join our WhatsApp group, our Telegram group, where information is posted so you can have access to information. You will know what we're doing, you know when we're doing it, and you can be a part of it. And I mean, I know there's a lot more to be said, and that's going to be shared before the end of this program. But at the moment now, I want to confirm if Mr. Francis has posted the link in the room. If you can, please post the link in the chat room. Often I get people calling me, Miss Okewo, please, how can I join the professional learning community? This is an opportunity for you now. The link is being posted in the chat room. Please click on it. Save a copy, share to a friend, let them be a part of the community. That's the starting point. Once you're in our professional learning, you have access to information about free trainings, opportunities to develop yourself. You know, everything we have coming, it starts from the professional learning community. So please start clicking on the link. I also want to use this opportunity to ask everyone to join our Instagram handle where we keep posting information. Mr. Abayomi had asked if you have seen the videos from our AfriTeach conference, and some of you haven't. So go on to AfriTeach on Instagram and follow our handle. I'm looking at the numbers. We're over 600. We have a target of clocking 1,000 before the end of this month. So if you can kindly go on there and start clicking, I would really appreciate that the number is increasing. Right now it's on 653. If we can get it up to 800, we have 266 people on here. I want to believe some of you are already a part of this community. Please click on it and be a part of and follow our AfriTeach handle. It's still on 653. I'm sure you don't want to miss that. You don't want to be one of those that will be calling and asking, please, when is the next training? This is an opportunity for you to be a part of us. Please start following our handle. We have our YouTube pages as well. We have TikTok. We have Telegram. Please follow our handle. Right now, our numbers haven't increased. I'm looking forward to you clicking the follow button. Okay, we also have the link in the chat room. We have the link in the chat room. Yes, our Instagram link is there. Please click on it and follow us. Mr. Francis, the YouTube link there as well? I can only see Instagram. Okay, the YouTube has been posted. Please click on these links and follow. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful session with Busayo. Thank you, Mr. Ojela.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Okeowo. Thank you, and thank you, everybody on this call. Thank you very much once again, Mrs. Ogunsoya. That was really brilliant. a lot to take away from, and I also made my notes, just like Ms. Okewo said she did. But can everybody hear me, please?
Clearly, Ms.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. So I'd like the slides to be shared, please. I see we're still putting it. Can I have the first one? Okay. All right. So I'll be talking about what's coming up next in AfriTeach. What's up next in AfriTeach? Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you very much. Okay. So once again, good morning, everybody. My name is Rita Ikpeyong. I don't think I was introduced. I'm Rita Ikpeyong, the Executive Director of AfriTeach, and I'll be talking to you about what's coming up next in AfriTeach. So, many of you here, I know, are already in our WhatsApp group. As a matter of fact, we've got 2 WhatsApp groups. The first one is full. We have 1,000 participants on it, and the second one is getting close to 500. So I'm hoping that majority of us here are there, and if we hadn't, you followed through with what Ms. Okewo was saying, so you can actually be a part of that community. So I'll just speak first to the slide that is showing here. I don't know how many of us can relate with what we can see. Who has ever felt they've been in this situation before? Let's think about it. You teach a lesson, you conclude the lesson, the children follow as well, and then it's time for you to do the marking, and everything you see confuses you. And like, what's going on here? I thought I taught this lesson so well. I thought I explained clearly to the children. Or you teach it, they tend to be following, but a week after they do a test and the results just shock both you and the children. And you're like, what's going on here? How come they didn't understand what I taught? I want to believe that some of us can actually relate with this experience. And the truth is that the challenge is not that we aren't teaching. The challenge is that teaching and learning are not always the same thing. When we teach, or rather what we teach and what students actually learn are sometimes very different. And the gap between those two can be surprisingly large. The gap is precisely why this course I'm about to talk about is really important. And so on that note, I'd say to all of us, welcome to Foundations of Assessment for Learning. Now, the first course is actually the first course in your journey in your journey on the AfriTeach Associate platform or pathway. Now here I have the classroom, the broken classroom paradox. So I've got 3 pictures there. The first picture is a hardworking teacher. She marks over 100 exercise books every week. She spends evenings preparing lessons. She gives tests. She scores, records her score. From the outside, everything looks excellent. She's busy. Students are also busy. Everyone appears productive. Now picture that student. He receives a test paper and sees a score of 62%. He looks at the mark. He folds the paper, and that's it. He doesn't really know what he did wrong. He doesn't know what he almost got right. He doesn't even know what he needs to improve on. So what happens next? He probably goes on to study exactly the same way he studied before. And then comes the third picture, the invisible gap. The teacher believes that learning is happening. The student believes that learning is happening. Yet, neither can absolutely see the reality. And this is more common than most of us realize. And the tragedy is that nobody is failing because they don't care. No, the teacher is working hard. The student is trying, but effort alone cannot solve a problem that nobody can see. An assessment for learning, my dear colleagues, is what makes this visible. It makes learning visible. It helps teachers and students identify the gap before it becomes a bigger problem. Can I have the third slide, please? Now, let me challenge a common assumption. Some people hear the word assessment for learning and immediately think, oh, yes, formative assessment. I know this already. I give feedback. I ask questions. I do assessments. And while that may be true, assessment for learning is much deeper than many realize. The traditional view of assessment is very simple. Students learn, then they take a test, then they receive a score, then everybody moves on. Assessment happens after learning. It is sometimes done to students. Assessment for learning, however, turns that idea upside down. In AFL, assessment happens during the learning process. It becomes a conversation. It's a dialogue. You can see in the pictures. It's a source of information that guides both the teacher and the learner. So instead of asking, what score did you get? You tend to ask, what did you understand, or what do you understand right now? What are you struggling with? What should happen next? So that shift may sound small, but it fundamentally changes how lessons are planned, taught, and evaluated. It changes assessment from a judgment tool into a learning tool. And then there are 5 strategies I'm going to speak about in this picture, the 5 strategies we have here. First, students must know exactly where they are going, not simply what page they are working on, not just today's activity, but the actual learning goal. What will success look like, or what should success look like? And when they know what success should look like, they know how close or how far they are from it. Now, second, teachers need to ask questions that reveal thinking, that shows them what is going on in their learners' minds. And many classroom questions simply test memory. But AFL questions are structured to uncover understanding. And thirdly, feedback we give to learners must be actionable. It must be such as would move their learning forward, would move them to the next step. So the goal is not simply to tell students how they have performed, how well they have performed, but the goal is to help them know where they are now and what to do next. So they know where they are now, they know the next step for them. And fourthly, students become learning resources for one another. Yes, it's part of what AFL does. Because when structured correctly, when we structure this correctly, there are pair discussions, and they can be incredibly powerful. And finally, students learn to assess themselves. The most successful learners are most often, actually, I would say, those who can accurately identify their own strengths and weaknesses. And the truth is, that is what this course explores. It explores each of these strategies in practical detail and shows how they can be applied in everyday classroom. So at this point, I'm sure some of you will be thinking, this sounds wonderful, but my classroom is different. So perhaps you teach a large classroom. Perhaps resources are limited. Maybe your school is strongly examination focused. Or perhaps students are reluctant to ask questions. Now, these realities are familiar across classrooms across the continent. And that is exactly why this course matters. Because assessment for learning is not dependent on expensive resources. Neither is it dependent on small classroom sizes. No. It is not dependent on technology alone. No, on technology rather. It is dependent on understanding how people learn. So simple strategies such as your exit tickets, your think, pair, share activities, your use of mini whiteboards, your peer feedback, and effective questionings can transform learning without costing you anything. And these principles remain the same. And the good thing is that the application is contextual. You can apply it in your difference to suit your setting. Now, this course, Foundations of Assessment for Learning, helps educators apply AFL in ways that make sense for our realities. Can I have the next slide, please? The AFL cycle. Now, one of the most important ideas in this course is that AFL is not an event. It's not something that happens just once. It's a cycle. It's a continuous process that runs through every lesson. So the cycle revolves around 4 questions. Where are we going? Where are we now? What is the gap? And how do we close it? And great teachers ask these questions repeatedly throughout a lesson. As students work, as discussions take place, as misconceptions emerge, as understanding develops, these questions help teachers make better decisions in real time. They help students take ownership of their progress. And when this cycle becomes part of their daily practice, assessment for learning stops becoming extra. It becomes the backbone of effective teaching. So I would like to leave us all with one final thought. Knowing about assessment for learning is not the same as teaching with assessment for learning. So many teachers have attended workshops, they have read many books, many understand the theory, yet when they return to their classrooms, they often fall back into old habits, and you wonder why. And it's not because they are poor teachers or in their practice, no. It's not because they lack commitment, but because deeply rooted habits are difficult to change. There are barriers that prevent AFL from becoming embedded in practice. And these are barriers that that we're going to be looking at in the course. It's going to help educators identify, the course will help them identify these barriers, understand them, and overcome them. And so over 6 months, we will explore practical strategies, reflect on our own practice, and develop habits that improve learning outcomes for our students. The course itself is self-paced. It is practical. It is designed for African educators. It is focused on one thing: helping teachers make learning more visible, more responsive, and more effective. So if you have ever wondered how to know what your students are truly learning, while there's still time to help them, then this course is actually for you. So we would be delighted to welcome you to the foundations of assessment for learning and the beginning of your AfriTeach associate journey. The question is, are you ready? Because what I just walked you through was not a complete lesson on AFL. It was a glimpse, a window into course 1, the first course and the compulsory one of a structured professional journey that AfriTeach has built specifically for educators like all of us on this platform. And before I tell you about that journey, I want to ask you something different. How many of you have heard of ICANN, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria? Can you just put a yes in the chat? We've ever heard of ICANN? Can you just type yes? Just try to see if I can. Now, most of us know ICANN. We know the weight that comes with being a chartered accountant. We know how much accountants will aim to become chartered accountants. There's a credibility that goes with it. There's also the rigor that comes with it. There's a professional identity that it signals. Now, what is the difference between someone who works as an accountant and someone who is a chartered accountant? The answer, I dare say, is one word: professionalism. Professionalism. A chartered accountant belongs to a recognized body. They have committed to continuous learning. Ethical standards are key, and a structured pathway that others can look at and say, this person has demonstrated excellence. Now, let me ask you, why should teaching be any different? Now, this model that I'm about to talk about, the AfriTeach professional pathway, this model of professional recognition exists across respected professions. The engineers have it, the medical practitioners have it. And so I say, so why shouldn't we as teachers have it here in Africa? And in the United Kingdom, there's something they have there. For too long, teaching in Africa has lacked exactly that. There has been no clearly defined professional progression pathway, no structure that celebrates educators' growth in the same way as other professions do. And that is what AfriTeach is changing. AfriTeach is pioneering one of the first structured Pan-African professional membership pathways designed specifically for educators. And that's because we believe it's not merely a job, it's a profession. And professionals deserve a pathway that recognizes where they are going, not just where they have been. So just as an accountant progresses towards becoming a chartered accountant, educators within AfriTeach can now progress towards a recognized professional pathway. And the journey is structured, it is accessible, and it does not stop at membership. As you develop professionally, you demonstrate impact in your classroom and your context, and you contribute to the improvement of education, you can progress through membership levels and ultimately have the opportunity to become an AfriTeach Pan-African Fellow. The fellowship is not a new concept. I mean, accountants have it, engineers have it, researchers have it, But for the first time on this continent, to the professionals who arguably shape everything else, teachers, this pathway, we're bringing it on board. And the pathway begins with one step. What's the step? Like you can see on the picture, the image there, we have many of you already on the first, at the bottom there, you have the professional learning communities. That's our WhatsApp groups. And so the next step there is the associate membership. So if you've been there, that is the next step for you, the associate membership. And today I'm inviting you to take that step as an AfriTeach associate member. Become an AfriTeach associate member. The AfriTeach associate pathway includes three structured self-paced courses, each running for 6 months in all, for a maximum of 6 months. You choose your pace. You build your expertise. I know we spoke a bit about this at the conference. You move forward on your terms. And the first course, the one I gave you a taste of, is Foundations of Assessment for Learning. Now, that course is where you discover the 3 hidden barriers I mentioned, where you go beyond knowing about AFL to learning how you can actually teach within it in your classroom, with your students, in your context. It is built for us in Africa. And as an associate member, you receive an official AfriTeach professional signature. Of course, once you're done with the AfriTeach membership, you can go on to becoming a certified member. And then after, you also spend 6 months there. And after becoming a certified member, like you can see there, you can then apply for the Pan-African Fellowship. Now, the Pan-African Fellowship runs for 1 month, and it is fully sponsored by AfriTeach. The co-founders have put this together. It's a fully sponsored 1-year training on leadership, taking you to higher levels as a leader. And like I said, it's totally free and it runs for 1 month. And there's so much to offer at the different levels. Now, the level I'm speaking about to you all today, I'm focusing on today, is the associate membership pathway. And then there are benefits that come with it. So as an AfriTeach associate member, you will receive an official AfriTeach professional signature and a digital badge, a mark of your commitment that you can display with pride. You have access to structured professional development programs that go far beyond a weekend workshop. You have inclusion in the AfriTeach members directory. Now, that's part of a growing professional community across the continent. And that's different from what we are in right now, the PLC. You also have complementary expert-led training sessions. You're also going to be entitled to mentorship from experienced and senior educators. And there'll be discounts on AfriTeach programs and events. Like the conference that we went to, that was an event. That was a program. So if you were a member, you would get some more discounts on that. And of course, there are exclusive benefits from our partner organizations. We've got partner organizations that partner with AfriTeach. But perhaps the most, and if you decide to use them, you will get discounts on whatever it is that you want to get from them. Now, but perhaps I probably say the most important benefit is this, that you begin a recognized professional journey, a journey with a clear pathway towards certified membership and ultimately towards becoming an AfriTeach Pan-African Fellow. So this is about belonging to a community of educators who are committed not just to hard work, but to growing, improving, and being recognized for that growth. Think back to that teacher I described, the one marking 120 books a week, doing everything right on surface, but still missing the invisible gap. She's not a bad teacher. She's a dedicated teacher who has never been given the right tools, probably. Never been part of a professional community that said, here is a structured pathway. So here is support. And so we're offering you support. For if you want to find out more about the professional pathway, becoming an associate member, we've got a form that you can fill. I believe it's going to be posted in the chat room. And you can also reach out to us. We're going to post our phone numbers there. I'm going to post this number. You can, and then I don't know if Mr. Samuel can kindly put the phone numbers in the AfriTeach official phone number. If we can just type it there, please. Thank you very much. So you can reach out to us on these numbers and we'll tell you about it. Now, the membership cost, like I said, runs for 6 months. To become an associate member, there's a cost, and that is 60,000 naira. And it actually begins in July, the first week in July. However, you can make your payments and spread it over 3 months, and that takes you to September. But each of the courses that you register for comes with a fee of 30,000 naira. So if you'd like to find out more about these courses, please reach out to us. I'm going to put a phone number there. You can reach out to the number I have just sent to the group. And I don't know if Mr. Samuel is here. If he can, okay, thank you very much. Mr. Samuel has also shared the AfriTeach official number, phone number. That's +234 707 749 8245. So we have dropped the 2 contacts. Please reach out to us. We will answer every question you have, and we look forward to welcoming you on board our AfriTeach Associate Membership platform. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's training. Thank you, Ms. Ekpeng, for that very detailed information that you've passed on to us. And of course, to Mrs. Okewo, to our wonderful facilitator for today. Can we just give us a favorite emojis for everyone that have spoken today? Mrs. Busayo Busonya, thank you so much. And Mr. Bayomi, thank you so much for moderating this training today. Thank you, everyone. And just like Ms. Rita had mentioned when she was closing, the link to the form is already on the group. You already have that's for to begin your associate membership. The expression form is already there. You can just click on that form, fill the information or fill out the information required, and then you will see a link that will just direct you to a special communication channel where you will be getting more information as it concerns the associate membership track. So please do well to begin to register, to reach out to the numbers that have been shared. July is like 2 weeks away from here, and we are going to be beginning our professional AfriTeach associate membership pathway. So do well. You don't want to miss out on this. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. And of course, for those who are on the professional learning community, the WhatsApp groups, and we have 2 currently. If you are not there also, please, Mr. Francis, you can also post the link to the WhatsApp group. That's the general one, the way people can access it so that it will be easy for you to also get more information concerning how you can begin your associate membership pathway. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone. Mr. Abami, can we have that last poll that talks about what happens after the training? The number 3. I know you put it up earlier. Can we put it up now so that we can just get, let's know how this training was for you as we wrap up. You can just drop it on if that can pop up now. Yes, thank you. So it's time to answer number 3. It's time to answer number 3. Yes, some people said yes. Okay, fantastic. I'm sure today's session was really good, and I believe that at the beginning, a lot of people said they wanted fresh ideas. And one of the things that we'll also be doing is that some people asked questions, but they were answered directly, and we know that some of the answers may have been lost in the chat. Now, we're going to ensure that our facilitator here today will do maybe a short video for us that was basically answer the question, and in the coming days, we will also post that on our professional learning platform, the general one, which is the WhatsApp group, the PLC, for the PLCs. So once again, thank you everyone for joining today's event. Stay glued to all our platforms on WhatsApp, on our social media handles, and we want to acknowledge as we close our co-founders and our CEO, Dr. Kendi Wani, our co-founder and CEO, for the opportunity here today, and everyone who has also joined this event today. Thank you, and see you in the next one. See you in the professional learning community. The conversation continues also in our professional learning community. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. I just want to know if we have Meadow Hall teachers here, LPSS teachers, and Igbobi teachers. Also, if we have anyone from QC, Queen's College, Igbobi, Meadow Hall, LPSS. Yes,
we had
LPSS.
from Igbobi earlier.
Here, Meadow Hall, we're
Igbobi,
here.
yeah, Igbobi, I see you. Meadow Hall, I see you. Anyone from Ilason? Meadow Hall, yeah. LPSS, yes. Queen's College, anybody from Queen's College? Don Michael Schools. You guys have been very QC. All right, QC, thank you. Thank you. Don Michael's, we should have a conversation with you guys. You might want to send us a message on WhatsApp. Don Michael's, we should actually have a conversation with you guys.
We have
all right.
Nursery and primary school.
Yeah. Caleb International, you too. Don Michael's, yes. You guys should reach out to us reach out to any of the admins on the platform. All right. Thank you so much. Doxa Minds also. Yes, thank you all. Thank you for joining. I see everyone. Plum Braid, Impact House, Caleb International. Thank you all. All right then. Have a good weekend.
Bye everyone.
Thank you.